some echoes to Once Upon a Reflection, completely blanked for a second there. A fairy tale Cypher system based TTRPG. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. Pronouns are she, they, or any, and I am the GM for this fine disastrous group. Let's go ahead and go around and do our intros. It's been a while. Starting with Alina, who is going to sound super fun because they are not where they normally are.
No, I don't have my fancy microphone either, so if I'm a little quieter than usual, that's why. Hey
Yep.
everybody, I'm Alina Pete, they them. I will be playing Vrac, who is also they them. And Vrac is a charming trickster who wears a crown of ice,
Mm-hmm. Very cool, very cool, very cool.
whatever that
Love
means.
it. Uh, and I believe that Vrac is also they, them.
Vrac is they them, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's just jump right over to the next in order, Joel.
Oh, hi, I'm Joel. My pronouns are any, whatever you feel like. And I'm playing Senior Fluffington, who is a rugged witchwawa who is one with beasts, who uses they them pronouns right now.
I love the witch Wawa so much. Okay, and last but certainly not least, Amanda.
Hey everyone, my name is Amanda. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Rosa and Thorn. Both of them use she, her pronouns as well. A resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm.
Lovely, wonderful. Once Upon a Reflection runs every other week on Fairy Tale Fridays, at least when not otherwise imposed upon by holiday scheduling. Because December has been, as predicted, very scattered.
Honestly, any
Simply
game you can do in
because,
December is a victory.
yeah, because
Facts.
it's December. It is the holiday season. People are traveling. Family shows up out of the blue sometimes. It happens. But welcome back. As I said, we run every other Fairy Tale Friday from 8:30 p.m. Eastern / 5:30 p.m. Pacific. For about three and a half hours, generally speaking. As we simulcast, don't forget to follow if you're watching via Twitch, like or subscribe if you are watching on YouTube, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube so that you can be notified when we are going live with this or any other of our games. You may also notice from the overlay above and below that we are raising donations for MAP, Medical Aid for Palestinians. It is a trusted and experienced reset. It's been over a month.
Yeah.
Medical Aid for Palestinians works with trusted and experienced local partners in the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and Lebanon for the health and dignity of those living under occupation. Check out their full site from the link in chat or Twitch description, or Twitch chat, YouTube description. There we go. Words. I can do this. I'm just a little out of practice. Or you can just scan the QR code with your phone to donate directly. AEA receives no portion of the funds donated through Twitch or Tiltify. And we'd like to thank those who have already donated to the cause. The Twitch campaign has already received €100, I think is that symbol. And we have 30 out of the 100 from Tiltify. So great job, all of you. We thank you very, very much. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and roll in to focusing on tonight's session. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence, gore, possible mentions of loss or trauma and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. Last time, let me go ahead and actually get the links into the Twitch chat. And then cast, reflection. I can spell reflection. I can totally spell reflection. I am
We're doing great.
so good at my job.
Listen, it's the holidays. We're lucky we're streaming it all.
We're in
Yeah,
that
and
we're in that weird zone
Yeah, it's the good
and
part
between.
of the
also
year where nothing's supposed to
Yeah,
happen. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
also my job. We don't have like all this week and all next week off. Like
Right.
I worked Monday, Thursday, and
Oh,
Friday today, and I'm gonna do the
ooh.
same thing next week as well. So I just brain is like Brian is here. Brain is soup. Um,
And tons
but
of soup.
anyway,
Of a bird.
last time we had Vrak find their way back to us. They had
Back, maybe.
jumped through a variety of reflections and ended up in a variety of locations because they are not particularly practiced at least to their benefit and use. There was a couple of out of the United States slash Canada areas as well where they happened to meet a couple of people and run from a couple of things. They also briefly popped into a strange and dark forest in fairy tale land where a creature almost grabbed them and had actually managed to grip their shoulder just before they slipped through.
Mm-mm. Nope. Don't roll a one when you're trying to go through a portal, y'all.
Yeah, it was not great. It was not great. But you did manage to escape this creature, while the others also managed to find their way to Thorn's auntie's house in what is known as Sanctuary or the Sanctuary Woods. And there was a lot of shout barking by Senor Fluffington after chasing Red the squirrel up the side of the building. But the three of you reunited just outside of the little cottage, caught up a little bit, shared the craving and happy story of street tacos, and then went in where, after some discussion and attempted thievery of one of the aunt's wands, you did both rest and manage to get them to relieve Thorn of her curse of petrification. During this time, Senor Fluffington also had somewhat of a vision in reaction to a couple of things, where they saw strange other people that were familiar but not, acting in some fashion, attempting to confront and deal with, and then fail to do so, the previous adventure that the three of you had been on, with the town trapped in death, trapped in time. There was contemplation going on as to why the three of you might have been chosen, especially since the aunties, at least thus far, have not been able to help much in the ways of the why, just some of the standard occurrences thus far, and very suspicious of the aunties. Vrak did not volunteer much in the way of theory or conversation. But as that particular conversation, at least at the auntie's house, ended and you took your rest, we'll say that enough time has passed to where, if you like, you can have rested another day there, and or you can have passed into a different area of fairy tale land. But unless the three of you exit a reflection, and it is the same reflection at approximately the same time, you will not come back to the real world, the material world, together. You will end up in different locations, and Thorn was able to solidly confirm that Senor Fluffington really is a Chihuahua. So no conversation will be had with Senor Fluffington in the real world, at least that Senor Fluffington can contribute
He's a
to.
dog.
Yeah.
They're a dog.
But yes, so would you have decided to take a passage to elsewhere in the fairy tale land? Are you going to just rest in Sanctuary and try to find a secluded area to talk because you believe it to be mostly safe there? What is your choice?
Let's talk it out in character. Because we had a long rest, and then
Yeah.
we got up and ate some food, and had some
Yep.
coffee,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's where we are.
Yeah.
All right.
I would like to specify that Vrak had spiked coffee.
Yes,
Please roll a mic
correct.
check for me.
Oh, good. Let me do the first roll of the game.
I was
I'm
not
going
allowed to drink coffee.
That is a 6.
Wonderful. Good to know. Thank you.
Yep. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah. I'm like, we should get out of here, right? Like, I gotta get back to the real world. I got shit to do. And you're like not cursed now, so you're not gonna die. We could just peace out, right?
I believe we could. Yes. I'm sure that I'm not sure exactly how much time has passed, but I'm sure my job needs me.
As far as you know, Thorn, time is approximately equal across the two worlds, essentially. So you knew that when you passed into the real world in, oh, what was it? Washington State, to have dinner with Senor Fluffington. It was evening. You guys have since also rested a full 10 hours and had at least an hour and a half, possibly two, of conversation, breakfast, and getting yourself uncursed.
If that was Friday, it's Saturday now.
Yeah, and that was like the evening, possibly, of the next day from when you had transferred into Fairy Tale Land. Because it was evening when you guys came in, you had a bunch of stuff that you did, fought a hag, ran through the woods, and then had some weird time shit go on in that town and castle. So you really
how
don't
much time
know
has
how
passed
long
in the
it's
real world.
been, but it has been at least 3 days, if not longer.
Oh, yes, I really hope I didn't miss a shift.
Man, I'm just gonna put it out there. I understand what Senor Fluffington feels like now, because that you explaining that,
Nothing.
nothing registered. His days, time passed.
What is he gonna
Just go.
take from your dog?
Yeah,
It's
so
like
it's been days. It's been days that also Senor Fluffington has not been back home.
So how do we get back there? Like I jumped through reflection and stuff, but then I wound up in like 5 different countries, and I need to be somewhere very specific that is not, I don't know, Beijing.
What is that?
Or they don't have a visa and they'll throw my ass in jail.
Well, I do know that the reflection in the pond takes it back to where I live. I'm not
What's that?
exactly sure where you're trying to go.
Where do you live?
I live in the city.
There's a lot of cities.
I have forgot what we established.
New Bastion.
New Bastion. I
Oh,
was about to say San Francisco, but I knew that was the wrong
yeah.
answer.
Very cute.
Complete opposite coast, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you can get me to New Bastion, that's great.
Perfect. So let's go out to the ponds. Well, first off, I should probably thank my aunties for their hospitality. You know, maybe grab some coffee to go.
Yeah, it's the other thing. I gotta get
And
out of this house. It's too fucking tidy in here, and everything smells like magic, and it's making me twitchy. I want to like break something.
Please make another might check for me, Vrac.
I'm great at these. Oh,
Mhm.
18.
18. All right, so as you guys kind of get up to either say your farewells or find your way out, Vrac, you take that like initial first step, and the world around you seems to tilt as that like 2 shots worth of magical liquor that you added to your coffee just hits you like a sledgehammer. But you do manage to stay on your feet.
Well, I write it out. This is not my first time.
It is not your first time. It is your first time where things began to sparkle around you, though.
Ooh.
Mushroom
Like,
alcohol.
yeah, like things are
Alcohol.
legitimately sparkling. Like,
Right,
full
right.
on, like it is a weird television movie effect.
Yeah, Brack pops down the shades for a minute and is looking around like they haven't seen this room before.
Mhm.
And they're like, fucking disco ball, man. That's cool.
Thorn, have you ever gotten into the auntie's liquor cabinet?
I have not, so I'm not used to this effect, and I'm just sitting
Yeah.
there like, is this the skin of a killer bell?
Well, as far as I know, you didn't spike your coffee. It was only
Yeah.
Vrac that had spiked
Yes, correct.
theirs. If you had also partaken when the aunties did not object to Vrac taking part, because one of them was also having a little bit of a morning aperitif, um, then you could have, but you have no idea why Vrac is suddenly like staring around, slightly unfocused, eyes super wide, and like the veins in their eyes have gone golden.
Ooh.
I should probably grab the aunties because there's I don't know if your veins were gold before.
What? They like look at their arms. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let me just go. Let me just go, and then I exit the room, and
Oh, oh no, 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 no. Okay. It's
She's going
fine.
for
I'm
the aunties.
fine.
Okay.
oh,
Senor
okay, if it's
Fluffington,
fine.
You don't need to knock me out. It's fine.
you are also there witnessing all of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I'm just like so confused about
Yeah.
all of what they're saying, but I'm in the conversation. I'm there. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
with
okay.
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh.
Vrac, do you attempt to make a break for it while Thorn is out, or are you going to wait for Thorn to return with either all of the aunties or one of them?
I'm just walking out into the yard. I'm gonna go look at the trees as they sparkle.
Okay. You rolled an
Wonderful.
18 for
Yeah.
your balance when you stood up. You are, for the most part, fine. You're not super coordinated, but
Nope.
you're for the most part you're keeping your feet.
Probably gone to a lot of rock star parties and drunk a lot of different substances.
Yeah, so it makes sense that
They
you
can roll
rolled
with this.
well for this. So things outside do sparkle as well. There is a very fluffy golden squirrel
Ooh.
that is like just sitting on top of a stump outside that is used as a seat. And like as it shifts from like looking around to noticing you and like perks up on its hind legs, it goes from kind of golden to a weird warped silver and then back again.
Vrax
You're
stops and
just
just
a
kind of like
little
looks at it
dizzy.
for a minute, and
Yeah,
then
you're
just
just a
like
little
shakes
dizzy.
their head and is like, "Man, this fairy shit's good, actually. Maybe not everything here sucks."
This is an actual squirrel. Like, can I see a squirrel standing there?
If you followed, you see the
I would have
same
followed
very
that.
fluffy red squirrel from when you first arrived. Are we having a squirrel chase again?
Yeah, I'm chasing
Okay.
the squirrel.
Good. Oh,
So
I'm sure it leaves like after trails as it runs, and Vrax just
yeah,
like tripping out on that.
so like there's this moment of like the squirrel noticing you, and then the squirrel notices Senor Fluffington, and Senor Fluffington notices the squirrel,
Oh,
and time seems to stop, and then the squirrel bolts, and yes, there are like trailing after images as Senor Fluffington also goes
hey, hey,
bolting
hey,
after them.
hey, you, come back! No, wait, leave.
There's also a very fun after image of like the staff that floats around after Senor Fluffington
Oh,
when
good.
they're on all fours and like running around. Um, so like you see the squirrel and then Senor Fluffington and then the staff. And it
Vrax,
almost does seem to have a soundtrack to it because you are very
amazing.
musical.
Vrax stumbles their way over to the pond and will like very gingerly ease themselves down onto the grass by the pond as they watch these two critters go running around, and then they'll sit and take out their guitar and try to like harmonize with the after images that they're seeing.
Hell yes.
So there's Vrac is just playing a very trippy concert down by the pond with their
Okay.
shades up so you can't see their weird eyes anymore.
Fairy tale Woodstock is real, apparently.
Mhm.
So,
Good trip, man.
Thorn, you have gone in search of the aunties. You would probably be able to find any of them. The one that is most likely to be nearby and in the kitchen is probably going to be probably Aunt Sage.
So I would approach and be like, "On Sage, so you know my friend Vrock. So," and then I explained what happened, and Sage just, I feel like, she just goes, "Yeah."
It is a little unusual the first time that someone not of fairy blood drinks one of our liquors. They should be fine soon. You should probably keep an eye on them. I
Okay,
should probably
so
keep an eye on them. Where did they go?
I was taking them out by the pond. Oh God, I should probably go out to the pond, and then you just see me run
Yeah.
out as I think that Vrack has
She,
probably fallen
yeah,
in.
she flutters like maybe a foot and a half off the ground, like trailing after you, like full on sparkles from like that anyone can see from her flight, because fairy dust, fairy dust, fairy dust,
Very good.
and
Very godmother.
like yeah, so she like trails after you. The wings do like unfurl and appear, and the both of you do very easily find Vrak, just out by the pond, by the small lake, strumming on their guitar, just kind of jamming out to music that you have no idea where it's coming from or where they possibly could hear anything. It's just all you can hear are weird off-tune notes from the guitar because Vrak is trying to harmonize, but it's also
with something only
like
they can hear.
full yeah, it is full on like magical liquor, like absinthe trip right now. Because what Brack ended up with was basically the Fey honey version of absinthe. uh, so,
Damn.
yeah,
They are
so,
having
so
a great time,
yeah,
actually.
so you are tripping your balls off, essentially.
I can't help but laugh at this scene and be like, okay, this is normal, and Sage, if you would just.
Yeah, yes. Uh, it does. It does have a tendency to affect abilities. So they should be cautious attempting to do things. Or swim, or run, or walk. Sitting is good.
I take her shoulder and I just go, I've been to the Real World University, so I believe I know how to take care of Rock.
Yes. Here, probably. Unless you could probably guide them? Like, you could probably pull them through. I don't know how it would affect them in the real world. And then she just kind of tuts and then goes, I'm going to consult with your other aunts. Until I get back, do not try to take them into the real world. And then she like flutters off because she has no idea how it might affect Vrak going into the real world since it is magical effects. And you would remember the fact that there were side effects when you went into the real world with petrification. You seemed to have a strange stiffness and almost like locked up arthritis while you were there. Who knows what the fuck, like, magical absinthe would do to Vrak in the real world.
Oh no, I got too high to travel back home.
Yeah.
I think as soon as
you wanted fairy liquor.
I think as soon as I notice that Thorn is at the door, I stop chasing this girl and I go, "We're leaving, right? Where you going? Heading home?"
Yes. As soon as we have the approval, the go ahead to make sure that Rock will be okay, and I emphasize the okay.
Hey
'Cause
man,
I
I'm
don't.
great. I'm
They think
doing
great.
really good, actually,
Hello.
so don't even worry about me or anything. I'm wonderful.
The squirrel does a full circle lap of Senor Fluffington and then runs off again.
Hold on. Shout out to Draku.
Chaos dice.
For chasing it again
Okay. Perfect.
with renewed vigor. I don't know what I've never been able to pronounce that properly.
Vim and vigor.
That one
Okay.
is a lot of energy.
Yeah. So, go ahead and give me a speed check.
Okay, I am trained in running.
Ooh.
Good. That helps.
Natural 1.
Natural
Oh,
1.
no.
Great.
So, the squirrel, in making this lap, like, a little bit of dirt goes flying from like the sharp turn that they make, and then you're just like, and then run after them. And there's that moment of, because you're already upright, you're on your hind legs, and you are not used to running like this because every time you've run so far, it has been on all fours.
Yes. Correct.
And while still moving forward, because you were doing fine on just your hind legs, because you are meant to move on your hind legs in this form, but without stopping or pausing, you try to go down on all fours and aren't quite able to catch yourself. So it's this strange rolling somersault over your shoulder and directly into a tree. And you have lost track of where the squirrel is.
Good.
I hate this place. Let's leave.
Yeah, man, I'm about ready to roll out of here if you guys want to go or something.
Well, Aunt Sage said that she'd have to consult with the others, but
I'm fine.
I guess it'll be fine. Sure.
Are they not able to talk to each other while we go? Do they like stop talking?
No, those don't talk. They just I was consulting with them about something, but you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine.
Fluffy, 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 Fluffy.
Yeah.
Open your mouth again. Oh, that's good. That's good, yeah. That's real cool.
That is so weird.
I don't. Let's. I don't like this place. Let's leave.
It's like all I would see at the mountains, and when you open your mouth, I could see like all the mountains, but they're like
I'm,
off.
I just look at Thorn and go, help.
Very chihuahua.
I don't know what's happening. I don't want mountains in my mouth.
And I'm trying to hide my laughter, and I said, you know what? Let's just go. I feel like that's the solution. Let's just go.
Yeah. I am ready to peace out of here. Let's go.
Okay. So, are you attempting to drag both of them through the reflection with you, or just Vrac? And do you let Vrac attempt to dive into the pond without you first?
Yeah, we're actually heading to their feet slowly and like slinging their guitar on their back. They're ready to go.
I feel like I would have to hold Vrac up to make sure that they don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
and
We'll get up.
stable, we'll call it,
Okay.
on their feet.
okay.
Not super coordinated, but they are stable on their feet.
Yes.
And knowing what I know about Fluffington, I turned to Fluffington and I asked them, "Are you also from New Bastion?"
You don't
They're
know what New Bastion
doggy.
is.
I don't know.
They don't know that.
I'm from
Is
home.
it-
Stuff.
Well, we'll figure out where home is.
Oh, I know.
Why don't you come with me while we figure that out?
Oh, where are we going? You gonna pick me up? If we're going far, I need you to pick me up.
I pause for a moment and then I feel like to make this work, I like step behind Fluffington, and if you don't mind, Fluffington, I'm just going to like grab onto like your shoulders, and we're just going to do like a trust fall into the lake when you're ready.
How do you hold on to Vrac, and or do you hold on to Vrac?
I feel like If you don't mind me asking, would Rack have already fallen in?
I think, you know what? I'm gonna randomize this.
Okay.
Hell yeah, he is.
Evens, they're still waiting on you. Odds, they just, as soon as your back was turned, dove face first.
Mm-hmm.
That is odds.
So they dove face first.
You go to
Yeah.
turn and pick up Fluffington, and Vrack
Mm-hmm.
just goes like, "Woo," into the pond.
That is
Roll
like
a
the most
d20
Rack
for
thing
me,
that could have
please.
happened.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Roll a d20 for me for luck.
Amazing. Amazing. 8.
8. All right. You don't mistakenly go somewhere.
That's good.
In fact, you don't mistakenly go or actually go anywhere other than face first into the water. You are now soaked.
Good. Vrack falls in and gets that like little bit of shock, which is such a weird sensation if you're
Yeah,
triggered.
water up the nose, everything.
They sputter and they come to the surface of the pond with like duckweed in their hair and just dripping, and they're like, "Yo, your fucking portal's broken. I think it broke it.
No, that's
I
water.
got it. It's broken.
It's
It's
water.
not working.
That's how water works.
Nah, I'm supposed to go home, man."
All right.
Rack, why don't you just hold on to me and we'll go together?
Cool. Yeah. They get up and they like put a wet arm that's full of pond mud over your shoulder. Like,
Ah, this is gross.
cool, Thorn.
Bad sensation.
Cool. It's so good.
Can you,
Alright.
can you scratch right behind the right there?
Yeah. And then I like
Thank
do
you.
like a
right there.
Yeah. And in doing so, you do get mud in your face from their other hand coming up and around to try and scratch Senor Fluffington.
Oh, the guitar
behind
is
the
so
ear.
gross.
This,
We're gonna need
this
to
is
clean that out.
oh, this is the bad sensation. I'm just gonna.
It is very much the bad sensation, and you fall back into what you hope to be a reflection from a lot of rippling going on in the water right now. Please make a traveling roll, intellect based.
An entire frack at the pond.
That is a 9.
Okay. Good enough. You travel through this particular reflection on a very regular basis. So it was basically either a 20 would get you something special, and a 1 means that all 3 of you are getting baptized in
water
palm
now.
water. So you do manage to get everyone passed through, and as this strange sucking sensation, like the world is tilting and twisting around you.
Bad trip.
Yeah, very, very bad
Okay.
trip. Which actually, really quick, sorry, I have to resize something because it's been a while since we were in the real world, so I've got to resize something.
Oh, right.
There we go.
Ooh.
There we go. Okay, so we're fine. We're good.
It's
We are
us.
back. Sorry for any motion sickness to our audience. But yes, so you
They'll be
fall
fine.
back, and Vrack, it's this strange, sucking, twisting,
Ugh.
turbulent sensation that the 3 of you do quite literally tumble backwards out of an entirely different pond, and it is full on swung up and back and around, and you are sitting in the shallows of a very small, somewhat cold pond in the middle of the day, with Rosa holding on to Senor Fluffington. And this is the first time you've
Actually-
seen either of them, so both of you go ahead and describe what Vrack
I
would
think-
be seeing.
I think I got yeeted because I was being held by my shoulders, and now my shoulders are here. So what you see is just a fur ball of brown, just go into the distance, into the bushes, and then a tiny, the the tiniest chihuahua you can imagine, mangy. It's like clearly been living on the street, but has like that little, when like a baby kitten eats and they eat too much and they got like the little round belly, but they're still
Oh
like spindly.
Mhm.
That's what Senor Fluffington looks like.
no, and it's even
And
worse because he's wet.
and this chihuahua with the tongue sticking out just shakes all the bad energy off and just rushes back in like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And it's like that big.
Rosa, would you like to describe yourself sitting next to Vrak? Or
Yes.
not actually Vrak now?
Yes. So as we come up, all of my Elvis features just like go away. I'm completely normal human, but my white hair suddenly becomes a tangle of dark, dark brown curls. And you can see my hair is just like all over the place, and I'm trying to like brush it out, just like it's just tangled. It's gonna be a whole process. I'm gonna have to do my wash day routine when I get home. Like and you see I'm also wearing my veterinary uniform, which is a light blue scrubs uniform.
How
And
tall are you in the
I
real world?
I am not that tall. I would say she's anywhere from like 5'4" to 5'6",
Cool.
around that range.
Yeah.
I'm like less than a foot.
Yes. No, you are a chihuahua.
And
And
this is the.
Cool.
and so I look at what I think is Brack, and I don't see Rack anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Who do I see?
He's not the most changed because obviously Senior Fluffington is a dog
Yeah.
instead of a dog human thing. Vrak's skin, when they're not bright blue, is a brown. They've got red hair that's all spiked up and actually probably flat now because as soon as they came out and tripped out as they were going through the portal, they've fallen on their back completely on the ground beside you, or just staring up at the sky, trying not to retch because that was a sensation that you don't want to go through the best of times, let alone when you're tripping on fairy acid. So they look very different than they did in the real world or in the fairy world. They are shorter for one. Obviously, they're not like 7 feet tall in real life. They're 5'6", 5'7", like similar height to Rosa. They are wearing a weird combination of a tank top, flannel pajama bottoms, and the big stompy boots that they were wearing in Fairy World.
Mhm.
They look exactly the same on this side of thing, but there's slightly fewer ice spikes. And they've got a guitar still slung
Same
across their
guitar.
back.
Yeah.
Same guitar. And sunglasses. They're just lying there groaning as they're like, oh no, oh, that was not good.
Please make an intellect save for me, by the way, as you come out and through to see
I know.
how much of the trip comes with you.
13.
13.
Lucky number
All right.
13.
So, things are still kind of hazy. And Senor Fluffington and Rosa are glowing now instead of just random shit. But you think that you'll probably sober up soon? Maybe.
Yeah, probably. It's fine. So I just lay on my back for a minute. I'm like, tell me this is the real world. We're back, right?
We're back.
Yes.
You look familiar. Don't know where I've seen you though.
Posters? You go to punk clubs?
I full body tackle Vrak because I am play fighting. This is what we did
Okay.
last time. We did this.
Whoa,
This
whoa,
happened.
hey,
So.
hey. And there's something
But,
small
like-
on me. And I try to do that, like, you wrestle with a small dog because you're being gentle because they're tiny.
Oh yeah, no, I Senior Provington is eating that shit up. He's like, yeah.
You can stand on their chest and, like, lick their face.
Yeah, that's right. I
Oh,
remember
no.
seeing the posters on my way to work.
Is this Fluffy? Is it? And I just like fully pick you up and like stare at your face.
That's
Uh,
Fluffy.
there's just vibrations happening. The dog
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
too excited. It's
Oh, that's so
yeah.
weird, man. Like an actual dog. Come here, and then I like snuggle you again.
Yeah, so Senator Fluffington in like kind of wolfman werewolfish form in fairy tale land is kind of small for what you would expect a wolfman type
Yeah,
character to be.
as a chihuahua.
Um, as a chihuahua, maybe the size of Fairy Tale Senor Fluffington's head. Maybe.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, you're so small. Look at you. You're just
See, it,
little.
it
That's
makes sense now,
amazing.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Uh, I have
Absolutely.
there's whining and barking happening. Like I'm having a conversation with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is the trip we
Uh,
should have stayed all day, not saying something.
Seb
This
is
is so good.
still tripping, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so Seb is still tripping. You did not pass that roll. Uh,
Nope.
please make an intellect check. This is not an intellect defense.
Okay. Is it to remember something?
No,
Okay, then I am not penalized. 14.
14. What is Senor Fluffington saying to to Sev?
Oh shit! I didn't think this far. Uh, he's probably just going like, oh yeah, no, and then like if you gotta go home because I got a big house and it's a big like it's like a house within a house and it's so good, and then like oh look at you, you look so different and like just like and then I don't like that look that they're wearing because they look like the bad person, but it's fine. They're probably not the bad person. And
You can
it's
understand
just
Senor Fluffington right now.
Oh, cool, cool, cool,
nonstop
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, and I like roll my head over to look over at Rosa, and I'm like, I can still understand them. They're like dogs can talk, man.
Wait, what?
That's rad.
Wait,
That's rad
wait,
as fuck.
wait, shit, really?
Yeah?
Wait,
Can't you?
you can understand me right now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Your magic in the real world too.
Oh, fuck.
And he just goes off on like more rants, just nonstop yapping.
Yes, good.
Like
I'm
he's
just
telling you about his favorite toys and how the ball and how the ball's like the twice the size, but he likes to play with it anyway. And it's just nonstop.
Okay. And I'll like kind of sit up and like put you in my lap and be like, so what's your hands on hats though? Do you wear hats? Because like you're so small. You look great in a hat.
What's a
Do
hat?
you do like a little sweater? Like a thing on your head.
Like my ears?
No,
I have
no,
ears.
like a thing.
Like
You know, like a flat thing goes on your
Oh.
head.
Oh, I do sleep under the blanket. Yes.
Oh, cool.
you can't
Damn.
see off to the side. Rosa is fuming because I was just like, I'm the one that's supposed to have the animal speaking abilities, and you.
I'm gonna say Sam is wearing one of their like leather bracelets. And they're gonna be like, wait, and take it off and see if it'll fit around Senior Fluffington's neck, like a little collar, like a little spike collar.
Totally.
Like, hold still, man, hold still. This is gonna look so good on you. And they took like 5 times to try and get the buttons.
As soon as you say hold still, the legs stop moving, but the body just vibrates more. It's just more shaking. He's trying so hard to stay still.
Between that and then Seb still being tripping, they're trying so hard to get the little leather buttons together, and it's not working.
Nope.
Rosa may need to help.
Probably would.
And then I go over and I do help because it is very fucking adorable. But the whole time I'm just like, I'm the one that's supposed to be able to speak to animals. This is bullshit.
As soon as the necklace is done, I start doing circles around the two of them,
Amazing.
just barking. But the bark is just "fuck the police" over and over again, because that's what I learned from Vrac, and now
Yeah.
I don't know
Yep.
what it means, but I'm saying it.
Oh man, shit, I love this dog. This dog is so great. Fluffy,
What
you're the best. I love you, man. I love
what
you.
what what are
Brack actually Sam starts crying a little bit, like a little tear comes down their cheek.
it's like what are they saying?
It's beautiful. Like angels.
I want to know. What are they saying? What are they saying?
You're so fluffy, man.
That was the most defeated. I want to know. I could feel Rose's fucking FOMO right now.
Yep.
Holy shit. Oh,
Um, so there would also be a smaller collar with like a tiny little tag on it that was there, like kind of tucked into the fur. That is now underneath the spiked bracelet collar. If you guys want to check for where
Yeah.
quite possibly Senor Fluffington might belong.
That seems like a thing Rosa would think of.
That's true. So I feel like I noticed the tag, and so I'm just like, hey, look, there's a tag. Let's see where you're
Where?
from, little pup. And
Where
I
is
I
it?
checked the tag, and what does it say?
It is a local address in
Oh, thank God.
downtown New Bastion. Kind
Oh,
of,
hey.
yeah, kind of one of the areas that has like little row homes and townhouses. But you're vaguely familiar with where it might be.
Oh, thank God. Fluffington's from here.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I knew this.
What? We're all from the same place?
Oh, you're also from here?
Wait,
What are
you're
the
from here
odds,
too?
man?
What?
Yeah. I was gonna
That's
say, that's
Something with
probably
that?
why you see me before
weird.
there's like posters shit on telephone poles.
Yeah.
One of them got my face on them.
I really need to go to the
No
bathroom.
big deal.
Excuse me. I just disappear into the bushes for a few minutes.
As soon as they run off, I'm like, no, they'll be right back. Just don't worry about it. They're coming back.
Okay. All right.
They just gotta, go use the little doggy room.
Please make
I
another
got it.
intellect defense roll for me.
Oh. 2.
Okay,
That's a great roll.
it is.
I'm
That's an
sticking with
amazing
it. I
roll.
could re-roll. I don't want to change that.
Okay, okay.
Once I
So-
return, unless they want to do anything, I'll be like, "So we're going home, yes?"
Was that a little
Just
guy?
barking.
Come on.
Or barking.
Oh. It stopped. Sorry, Fluffy
Oh.
Man.
I'm just gonna sit and just hang my head low with my oversized ears, because now nobody
Suppose-
understands me anymore.
You can't hear them, right? Ah. Damn.
No, but I have a feeling that their owners probably missed them, so we should probably return them home.
Oh shit, yeah, this dog's been missing for like I don't even know how long it's been.
Yeah, I've lost track of time. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if
Oh,
I'm gonna have a
shit.
job tomorrow because I wasn't supposed to be on that long.
I don't know where my band is. Did find them? Yeah.
Work.
Sev, when you disappeared through the window several nights ago, you guys
Mhm.
were outside of the city in one of the like exterior townships instead of in New Bastion itself. Somewhere to the northeast-ish of the city. You have no idea where in the city you are currently, but you are, as far as Rosa tells you, at least, in New Bastion.
I don't remember what day it is. I don't know where my band is today. Maybe we
You
have another
still
gig.
don't have your wallet.
Nope.
Yep.
I'm like, I gotta find my fucking band. This is a problem, actually. Like a million years passed while we were in that fucking castle, but like also it was like a day. So I don't know.
Well, hey,
Get Fluffy home though, right?
yeah, unfortunately,
Bork.
I think that's the right thing to do.
Bark, bark, bark,
Yo, Fluffy, Fluff.
bark.
Do you need a leash or something, or like she's just gonna follow us? Like, cause like don't let him strap us or
Growl.
anything.
Growl.
Yeah, I don't think he's into the leash shit. Maybe they're just gonna follow us instead. I don't know. Or Carrie? Or I hold up my
Carrie?
arms?
Uppies?
I immediately jump into Vrak's arms.
I'm just carrying.
Uppies it is.
Oh man, Fluffy, you're the best. You're the best, Fluffy. I'm like rubbing my face on you.
Oh, there's so many kisses.
Yeah.
They're wet. They don't smell good.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Yeah.
Seb's makeup has like run from the pond water. It's running down their face. You're looking like just very thick black eyeliner.
See,
Yeah.
Fluffington has a little bit of lipstick going on now because of it.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
it's
Yeah.
so
No.
gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, and also from rubbing your face on Senor Fluffington's fur amidst the kissing, there is also like streaks of eyeliner and other parts of the makeup that are like smeared onto your fur.
Good.
I can't
And
see
the
it.
great part is that it is not in a place that you are capable of grooming because it's like right here.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
even
I-
if you were
I
to
don't
know
even know
about
it's
it, you
that
would
bad.
not be able.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would not be able
Yeah.
to like deal with it at all.
Mm,
It's fine.
We are a mess.
We'll get things done eventually.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the pond water did not follow you guys from like fairy tale land. It was the fact that Sev
We landed
landed sitting in the pond water and then just laid back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
they are soaked.
Yeah, so Rosa, while your butt is kind of wet from like sitting in the bank, for the most part you're a little rumpled, but not
Here is
nearly to the extent that they are.
an interesting question.
yeah.
In
Yes.
Fairyland, Vrak does not get cold. How do they feel in the real world?
Currently, it is warm enough to where you might eventually start getting chilly because your clothes are wet.
Yeah.
But you are not like freezing. It is not like it's late fall or winter or whatever right now. So it is warm enough to where, with it being around the middle of the day, you're not suffering from it.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So they don't start to shiver or anything. They just sort of get themselves to their feet and
Yeah.
still cradling a dog.
Yeah,
Like-
you know that in a couple of like in maybe like 20 or 30 minutes, if you haven't dried off and you're still wearing like gross wet clothes, you'll probably start getting cold. But
Mhm.
it's not immediate right now.
You got like a car or something? Or
Mm,
Bark.
how comfortable are you taking the bus?
you got money?
I do.
Amazing. Let's go.
Bark.
Bark, bark.
Pet your little head. Pet.
Yeah, you wanted to play the Chihuahua.
I am having so much fun.
Yeah, bark, 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 bark.
Bark.
And I
Bark.
look back at Sev and
Bark, bark.
I say,
Bark, bark, bark.
"Oh, by the way, my name's Rosa. Hello. Not to be like weird or anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I don't live too far from here. If you want to just clean up, and then we can try to find your band.
They would have
Cool,
cell
yeah.
phones
Sure.
if there's the ability to
Yeah,
use a
I can call
phone.
them. If you
Okay.
got like a phone or something, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Like you can just hang out at my place and until
Cool.
we can track him down and
Bork.
figure
Rad.
out where to get you.
Rad.
Are you taking Senor Fluffington with you to your place?
We might have to
Yep.
take Fluffington to the.
They're holding on to your flipping with one arm, and then they stick out their other hand, which is still like smeared in mud and pond water, and they're like, Seth. Nice to meet you.
That's bad sensation, but I will deal with it.
Bark.
So, you are familiar enough with this park. You've visited it frequently enough as a kid and teenager, Rosa, to where you know where the nearest bus stop is, and you'd be able to not necessarily do the whole looking at the sun. You can tell exactly what time it is, but if you frequently carry your cell phone on you in your scrubs, especially since you were ending your shift and about to go home,
Yeah.
you would be able to also just look at the phone to determine what time it is.
Can I
Yeah.
try to
The
figure
date.
out if Senor Fluffington knows what time it is?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
It's past dinner time.
It's
You should
2.
have eaten.
I rolled a 2.
Cool.
It is certainly a time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah,
What's
it is
time?
a time
What
of
is
day.
time?
What
Yeah,
is
it
time when you're a
It is
chihuahua?
a time of day. It is
Yeah.
not.
What is it?
It is not the outside door time. It is also not food time. So
It was just potty
It's-
time.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Who
yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
What
So
time
yeah,
it is?
and
Yeah.
and you just already did your potty time. So
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
but yeah, if you check your phone and it is on its last legs for battery, because it also had to
Hasn't been
survive.
charged in 3
Hasn't been charged in a while, and even
Yeah.
though it hasn't had activity to drain the battery, so it is on its last legs instead of just
We're
dead.
really out of
It
service area.
did, yeah, it did have you across the country for a period of time, and that was an hour or so while you guys were wandering and eating.
Mhm.
So it did sap some battery there, and so it's but checking the date, it's been 5 days.
Ooh.
Ah,
man.
shit.
It is currently
Yeah.
approximately
So many missed calls.
Yeah, it is approximately 11:30 in the morning. So
Ooh.
just before noon. Yes, you do have multiple missed calls, a slew of text messages from coworkers and your boss, and your voicemail queue shows that you've got 3.
Shit. I don't have the spoons to deal with all of those messages, so I am going to do the not smart thing and ignore them until I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Bark.
Bark, bark.
Bark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bark.
Mhm.
Crack looks over your shoulder and they're like, fuck.
Right.
Is that the date? Is that the date? Shit.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
you're
god.
gradually sobering up the further away from the portal that you are, Vrak, by moving around. So it seems that even though you did have that initial, okay, it's still kind of a good trip and you could understand Senor Fluffington, the longer you're out of the portal and the further away from the portal that you took you are, it seems that the magic is fading, and with it your buzz very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Unusually so.
Though, because, magic sucks. And the less
Yeah.
high I get, the more I remember that magic sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Senior Fluffington is now snoring.
Oh.
Has fallen asleep
No.
in your arms. Awesome.
Yeah. And Senior
Continue.
Senior Fluffington's schedule is very full at this time of day. There is nap time, potty time, and then more nap time. And they need to stick to their schedule, otherwise.
They've got a
You know,
packed
so
day,
bad.
really. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very busy day.
It's been a lot for a little guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I don't imagine that Sev has, or Vrak has a lot of body heat on the fairy side of things, but Sev is human and
Yeah.
produces heat. So,
Yep.
like, you are being snuggled by something warm. That's all you need, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. To be
Sounds
fair,
good.
Senior Fluffington would fall asleep next to an ice cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would if you slept on Vrak.
Fair. Very fair.
Puppies. Yeah, my puppy also agrees that like it is a very full day to have to sleep all day, and
Yeah.
occasionally roll over.
Be that cute.
Yeah.
Being
Senior
that cute
Fluffington
is a full-time job.
supervises a lot of things.
Yes. Face. Yeah, Ollie has come over for petting time.
Of course.
How close is your apartment?
It's
Like,
not
not
too
far.
far.
Right?
Not
Cool.
too far from here.
Cool.
So you are in kind of the north to northwestish quadrant of the city, I believe we had initially placed this, possibly.
I think so.
Because the university is in the northeast quadrant. And a lot of things having to do with the university are up there. Like residences that are close to it, businesses that like want to be close to a university, a couple of their different campuses, etc. So a lot of the residences that are actually significantly more affordable to someone who does not get a college discount would be outside of that radius. So yeah, you'd be able to probably catch a bus within the next 10 or so minutes to where you live. It's a couple of stops. It's not an express. Yeah.
With a dog that's covered in like water and makeup, sleeping.
And because it is a public transportation bus, no one bats an eye.
No, this kind of stuff happens all the time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Twist is going to get a biscuit.
Biscuit.
The Chihuahua snores loudly, by the way.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a tiny
Like,
dog.
like an old man that smoked like a 10-pack every day
Yeah.
for the last 20 years.
I'm trying not to wrinkle the bag like immediately next to my microphone. Come here, buddies. Come here.
Fair.
Come on.
Oh, good doggo.
Come here. He's a good boy. There you go.
So
good.
Yeah, you get to
Cute.
thank chat for that. Yeah, you just swallowed it whole instead of even chewing.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. He loves his liver treats.
Aw.
Oh.
Alrighty. So, thank you very much for that biscuit redeem. You're a very good boy, but that's all you get. You're a very good boy, but that's all you get. I can't let you gain weight. You have arthritis.
Aw.
Oh.
Puppy.
Yeah, he's had like dysplasia and arthritis for years. So he's
Yeah.
an old man dog that is limited on his treat activity. But yes, so you have a very loudly snoring, tiny dog in hand.
Aw.
And the bus trip is going to take you maybe 20-ish minutes. So by the time you actually get to Rosa's home, it's probably close to 12:15 to 12:30-ish.
Cool. This your stop?
Yeah.
Rad.
And the apartment is not a very big place. but it is within the budget.
Of vet tech, yeah.
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 It's not.
But yeah,
Sounds
assuming that I'm not just immediately fired from missing
Yeah,
work
it's
again.
yeah, it's not a. It's not minuscule. It's not a dump. It's not in like the worst areas of town. But we'll call it modest because of what
it's
your expected
cozy.
income would be. Yeah.
What's
Would you like
the
to describe?
vibe? Like,
Yeah.
you can tell
you
a
like
lot
to
about a
describe
person
it?
by their apartment.
Yeah.
There is a lot of furnishings left over from college, so instead of having a couch, there's still a futon and a lot of like sort of kind of like IKEA furniture that's seen better days. Um, a lot of pictures of like different like animals that she has treated in the vet office over time. She unfortunately does not have any pets on her own because most places are like not pet friendly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't most rentals do not like having pets, and she's very sad about it. So she makes up for it by having a giant collection of stuffed animals that is like piled up on the futon.
So the
Hell
vibes
yeah.
I'm getting are like college student who likes animals
Yeah.
kind of vibes. Cool.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Good.
Like they're like love this job, but
Yeah.
also the fantasy world lets me talk to animals, and I like it there better.
Yeah, like meager post grad that has
Yeah.
somewhere better to spend their time and thus invest their attention and time.
Mm-hmm.
Vrac comes in still cradling a sleeping dog and like pops their sunglasses down, takes a look around, goes, nice place.
Thanks. Normally I clean up a little bit, but it's haven't really been here.
So your
That's fine.
Fluffington is now pedaling in his sleep.
No.
Oh.
You got somewhere I could put the little guy?
Yeah. And I create like a little like nest in like the little stuffed animal nook, and I was like, they can rest up.
Add them to the pile.
Add them to the pile. They blend in.
So, you wanna go clean up first, or?
I honestly, why don't you? You know what? You're my guest. You feel free to clean up. I need to go charge up my phone.
Brad. And Vrac just, or Seb just like kicks off their boots and strides into the bathroom like they own the place. They'll spend some time scrubbing the dirt off of their guitar before they shower.
Mm-hmm. And I charge up, and I'm just like I'm reading through my messages, and I am like,
So there were 3 from coworkers, like at least one of which you are probably at least friendly with your coworkers, even if you aren't close with any of them. Which one would you say you are the closest with?
probably there's a older lady whose name is Bethany. You know, she's like bottle blonde and like really tan skin because she's, likes to
Yeah.
spend a lot of times outdoors, but it doesn't really put on a lot of sunscreen. But she is also extremely passionate about animals and has been sort of like a work mom
Aw.
Okay.
to Rosa. So,
So there's the initial like text check-in that you can see is maybe 10 minutes after you would have been expected there for your next shift from her. Seeing where you are, if maybe you slept through your alarm or something. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog drinking in the background. There's, like, you drank all of it, buddy. He's just looking at dry. He drank all of the water that he's got up here.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah, I've got a gallon water or gravity water. Buddy, come here. Come here. There's nothing there.
That is an old man who's gonna have to pee in the middle of the night.
He is. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like about 10 minutes in, checking to see where you are, if maybe you slept through your alarm. About 4 or 5 minutes after that, there's another text that's a little bit more concerned. And then, like, 2 minutes after that, a warning that one of your other coworkers is about to call your boss since no one can reach you.
Oh,
Um,
no.
After that, there are 5 different text messages from your boss that, like, go from where are you, what's happened, you need to reply now, this is getting concerning, I'm going to be calling your emergency contact.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
fuck.
After that, it's just a slew of messages from, I'm assuming your parents are your emergency contacts still, from both of your parents, wondering where you are. Your coworker, again, asking if you're okay. And then over the course of that time, it moves into we're making a police report for missing persons. Please respond. Like, in the next 30 minutes, your phone just better be dead. Including 2 trips to your house, or to your apartment, because they know where you live, to check on you and confirm that it's not just that you've lost your phone. But over the course of the many text messages, you do discover that your parents have submitted a missing persons report to the police after the 24 hours has passed. And there was a couple of messages that had some colorful language after that initial, we're going to be calling the police about a missing persons report, because they did make them wait for the full 24 hours before filing it. And then that peters off with the assumption that you just don't have access to your phone.
Well, that got
I
real,
am
real fast.
Yeah.
God damn.
I am so fucked that I don't even know like what to do, because it's like can't exactly lie about it, but I can't exactly just explain that I just go isekai off for a couple of days. Yeah.
Okay. In the
What
middle
do I?
of that kind of headspace is when
Um,
Seb will walk out of the bathroom with your towel slung around their waist. And just be like, yo, can I borrow some clothes or something?
like I don't even look up. I'm just like, yeah, go for it. I am just glued to my phone.
Cool. Your room?
Yeah,
I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
yeah. It's not a big place. You know.
Yep.
Amazing.
So go ahead and give me an intellect roll to try and figure out what your options might be.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
18.
Oh,
Very good.
that's good.
You graduated from like advanced education. You are an intelligent individual. So your options are you did actually go missing. You got lost because of whatever you decide to make up as the reason. And you did actually go missing, and it took you several days of like walking to be able to get back to town. where your phone was miraculously at your apartment, which is how you lost it. And you'll just attempt to convince your coworkers that either you went home between disappearing and like showing back up, and that's where you left your phone, or you totally didn't have your phone at work last time, and you got like knocked off the bus because of some ridiculous like mugging scheme or something on your way home, and ended up like basically having to like lie about not keeping your wallet on you and like toss them some cash, and you got abandoned in the middle of nowhere. Or you can say that you have been incredibly sick and you were not able to answer the phone, and the phone just was dead after a certain point because they would have had to leave voicemails to a phone that was not in service while you were in the fairy tale land. So the phone was dead and you were just incredibly sick. And this is, again, really gambling on the fact that your parents do have a spare key. There was no indication in their message that they went in, but there also wasn't an indication that they didn't.
They were really worried about you.
Yeah. Or you can just go, I don't know, and opt to just silence is the better part of valor.
I feel like if I, like, as much as I want to stay silent, I know that would just make it worse in the long term.
Yeah.
So
or
I'm
you
already...
could attempt to tell them the entire truth, and you've got at least one witness that may or may not back you up.
Yeah. True.
Bark.
Hey, Sev.
Yeah, Sev like pops out of your bedroom wearing one of your shirts.
Looks fantastic on you, number one. Number two. How do you want to say that we were like maybe involved in a scheme and we got abandoned? Will you be my backup if I go with this story?
You want to run that by me one more time?
So you see all these messages on here from my coworkers and my parents who have filed a police report because I've been missing for the last 5 days?
Oh shit, you got missing persons?
Yeah.
It's entirely
that's
possible
bad.
that it happened to you as well, probably not as fast.
That's real bad. That's not good. Yeah, they do a lot of checking when you come back because like it was like a crime and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not involved. I don't want any part of this.
That's fair.
I'm really hoping that honestly my bandmates will think I just got like super high and wandered off for a while because it's not the first time. But like if you've got like police and shit coming and sniffing around your stuff, you want to have been gone. So like when I was gone for like fucking 2 years, right? Right when I came back, I had to make up a story about like I got kidnapped and shit, and I was being held by these guys, and then I made it real vague. And I think there was an investigation and stuff, and they kept asking me questions. It was awful. So they're gonna do the same to you, and like, don't fucking talk to them, because they're cops. Like, lawyer up and shit. But also, like, you're gonna need a really good story.
And I believe this is also the first time that Sev, Vrak, have explicitly mentioned having been gone for 2 years, solid.
I'm just like, okay, so maybe I'd just say that I was like really sick with like a bad flu or something, number one. And number two, what do you mean you were gone for 2 years?
Yeah, I was gone for 2 years. Like, on the other side.
How was that?
Fucking sucked. It's the reason why I'm so screwed up. I mean, parts of it were awesome, but like the rest of it sucked. Why do you think I don't like going back there?
That actually makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. And like, I was a missing kid. They got me when I was young, and I came back like when I was like 16 and shit. So, like, civil services got involved in shit. Like, it was a whole ordeal. Like, obviously, you're an adult, so it'll be different. But like, the police really fucking take missing people seriously, especially in this town.
So, what illness do you think I could pull off having?
Why didn't you go to a hospital?
I was too sick to go.
So why didn't you call 911? They will ask you
Because
this shit. They will not stop asking you because cops are bastards.
because I
What if you
didn't
got,
want to burden the medical system.
what if you got lost? You like hiking and shit,
True.
right? You're like really outdoorsy here, or is that just on the other side?
I'm a little outdoorsy. I know my way around.
Okay, so you went for like a fucking hiking trip or something, but you forgot your phone, you didn't think it was gonna be a big deal, and then you like got super fucking lost, and now you just kind of managed to make it back in town, like you like made it out of the woods and hitchhiked or some shit, and you do you look fucked up enough to be out in the woods for 4 days? Seb like cocks their head at you.
I think at this point there's a thunk from the side as I fall off the sofa or futon or whatever it is that I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
And I, ignoring the conversation because they can't understand me anyway, I'm gonna just chihuahua waddle my way to the kitchen to try to get in the fridge.
Good.
So that is a definite possibility for like the explanation that Sev is offering. And you did have a day off after that one shift, which was one of the reasons why I believe I gave you as like you felt comfortable attempting to slip into Fairy Tale Land for a little bit. So
And I just go, you're onto something. I think that's gonna be the best option.
Like fuck yourself up or something, like scratches, put some leaves in your hair. I don't know. That's what I'd do. I mean, it's not what I'm gonna
Sounds
do. I'm just gonna say I got fucking high as balls and woke up in a different town, which is not a lie, actually. I mean, it's
all
not
right.
wholesome, but
Yeah.
you know, I did wake up in a different town, and I did get high as balls. This not a lie.
True. Yeah, I think that's the angle I've got to play and hope that I don't get fucking arrested.
It's so like I said, pick a story, stick to it. Find a place that you went hiking. You got to the woods, you realized you'd forgotten your phone. You were only going to be out an hour or two. It shouldn't have been a big deal.
got lost, no GPS.
Got lost, no
Mhm.
GPS, and then you like took some time to get out of the woods, and then you like hitchhiked home, and now you're finally back. Surprise!
New Bastion has a state park that is maybe 20 minutes outside of the city. So, you know, like the traffic getting through the city and then 20 minutes outside of that. That you could have theoretically gone for a day hike at because it's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that would work if you wanted to go with that
Yeah.
story.
I think that's the best option at this point.
Okay.
One that doesn't incriminate anyone else.
Bark, bark. I'm trying to hedge magic the fridge door open.
It stubbornly stays closed.
I'm not the visualizing. I'm sorry. Bark, bark, bark.
Bark, 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 bark.
Okay, you gotta figure
I
your shit
will.
out.
I will attack the door now.
It sounds like Fluffy's like gotta go home. Can I use your
It's
phone?
the fridge door, by the way, specifically.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get out. I'm trying to get
you
food.
hear barking and like claws on linoleum
Mhm.
and like a couple of thumps. But
Yeah.
that's it.
I am full on having my own initiative battle with the fridge.
Roll to attack.
We only a Chihuahua can.
Roll to attack.
Yeah.
2.
Good. Perfect.
I am fighting an inanimate object and losing like a true chihuahua.
You're trying to run up it, but gravity doesn't work like that, and yeah, like because you know that if you just get a
I
hold
get
of
on
the
the two
handle,
paws and then I fall backwards, and it's like I saw.
yeah,
There's like
you're
Dark
like
Souls
running
music
on
playing
your
in my little
back a couple
brain.
of, for like a minute because Chihuahua. But you know that if you can get a hold of the handle, that's what opens it because people grab the handle to open it,
Yeah.
and that's all that you need. So you've just got to get up there, and so you're like attacking the fridge and like biting the door, and your mouth is too small to bite the door, and like you try to run up it a little bit, and you fall back and run on your back a little bit, and then you like squirm around, and it takes you longer than it really should even to get back on your feet because you got the big old pot
Yeah.
belly.
Yeah. I kind of just roll away a little.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
But what everybody else hears is literally just
Oh.
high-pitched barking, a little bit of scrambling, and a couple of thumps.
And a probably concerning amount of thumps
Yeah.
and thumps.
For a minute, Steph is gonna be like, just think about that. Think about that. And then they'll like stick their head around the corner into the kitchen and be like, "Yo, Fluffy. Okay,
And it's
One bark?
just
yes.
just a
2 bark, no."
peninsula. It's like a predominantly open concept, so it's just a
Cool.
peninsula. You've just got to look
We're just-
around.
Look around the corner and be like, "Okay, Fluffy. 1 bark, yes. 2 bark, no."
You're currently on
Do
your
you
back again.
People, do you have people in town?
You get 4 barks.
That's too many barks, man.
He doesn't know numbers.
Yeah.
He's a chihuahua.
Fluffy. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. Okay.
I
Woof.
try to stand and fail.
Woof. Woof. You got me? You feeling me?
3 barks.
Closer. Okay. Do you want to go to your house? Woof? Or woof?
Oh no, wait. I barked like a bunch of times. I managed to stand up though, and
Yeah.
I am now once again attacking the door of the fridge.
Thor, I mean, Rosa, what do dogs eat? Like, not dog food.
Well, they can have some like any kind of like natural meat that's not full of like salt or preservatives.
You got any of that shit?
I do have deli meat. It's not the best, but it'll work.
Good enough. Open your fridge. Don't dig around for deli meat.
Yeah, just like the standard, like
Yeah.
like prepackaged deli meat that you just pick up at a grocery store.
Right.
As soon as the fridge door is open, I'm gonna give Victoria's Yelp and jump directly into the fridge. I am now trying to climb onto the shelving.
What all do you have in the fridge?
I feel like there's definitely like a couple of cups of like Greek yogurt, a half-eaten box of spinach that has gone bad
Mm-hmm.
that was shoved to the back,
all over the fridge.
coffee creamer,
Mm-hmm.
butter, like half a lemon, and then some like deli meat.
So we'll pretend that the deli meat is on like one of the shelves that Senor Fluffington wasn't even able to reach.
Yeah.
And the creamer is in the door.
Mhm.
But the lemon and the like things of yogurt are on the like bottommost shelf
Or fluffy accessible.
and
Fluffy
fully fluffy accessible. and probably in scrambling, please make a might check for me for climbing.
I need to do something about this dice too.
Too.
Oh no.
So you have managed to get up there in your jump and climbing. But in scrambling, you partially opened the unused crisper drawer and knocked over one of the Greek yogurt things that has like fallen on the floor and like popped open and is spilling out a little bit.
I dive directly off of the fridge into the yogurt. It's a mess. But this is how a chihuahua behaves.
You know, absolutely.
And luckily, yogurt is not horrible for dogs. If it is sugary yogurt, then not great. If it has flavorings in it, also not great. But just plain Greek yogurt is, for the most part, okay.
To be fair, this is also a street-wise chihuahua, so this dude has eaten everything. Yeah, this is one of those chihuahuas that's going to get to be like 20, and you're going to look at it and you think it's taxidermy, but somehow it's actually alive. So...
Have, like, jumped
So
back
I am
and
scrambling
over
to
the
get
hills of the
Fluffy off from the floor.
Hello.
I do that thing where I just spread my legs out and just flat onto the belly onto the ground, just trying to lap up as much of the yogurt before you pull me off of it.
And it's not even that it tastes really good; it's that you know that you shouldn't.
It's just
so you're
forbidden
going to.
food.
Yes. Yeah.
It's also not difficult to pick me up at all. You can, you could lift my.
It's
weight
like
with,
one hand.
A finger.
Yeah.
Like just.
Yeah, I am just like holding, and you are now air gel.
Yeah, air gel and covered in yogurt, both face and belly. Some of it is dripping off of the slightly too long claws.
And close the fridge, and then hold up one strand of deli meat and be like, "Fluffy, Fluffy, focus, Fluffy, yo, follow me." All right. Are you focused? Are you good? Are you good? You focused?
It's just vibrating. There's more taking happening.
All right. Can you understand me? Do you understand me? Just bark one woof.
You
You understand me. No, no meat, man. No meat.
He doesn't know what numbers are. He just barking. He's like trying to communicate so bad.
I was like, I don't know about dogs, man. I'm not good with them. You do it. You do it. I'll like trade you the meat for the dog.
Can I try to grab the meat as they're trading?
Absolutely. I feel like that's...
Speed
Yes.
Versus speed defense.
12.
Speed defense? What's that? I rolled a 15.
You know what?
Step is fast.
I'm gonna spend my experience point trying to re-roll that.
This is very important meat.
That was worse. Never mind. 12. You got this. I believe in you.
Amazing. Amazing.
15 beats a 12.
Yeah.
So, like, just barely, you, like, snap at it and it's just, like, right out of reach.
You can almost taste it.
Yeah, you can really smell it, too.
It's an earthquake, Chihuahua.
Earthquake.
It's just shaking like crazy.
Hold on. Okay. Rosa, you're good with dogs, right?
I'd like to think I am.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Okay.
If you're not, I suggest you hold on to it because he will try to just jump off of you
I'm
directly
just like
towards
holding
the food.
this little tiny quivering dog.
So I feel like I'm using like my animal husbandry voice where I'm just like, hey, 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 look, and
I
I'm
will try to bite
directing.
any finger that is being pointed at me right now.
No, no, no.
And you are so used to dealing with this as a vet tech, I'm not even going to
Mhm,
make you roll.
Mhm. Yeah,
mhm.
this is what you do.
Because it,
To be
it, it
fair,
takes
I
it
have an
takes some.
inability in etiquette, so I am not. I am not responding positively to this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, Fluffy, like, if they like their people and if they want to go home, because
Yeah.
otherwise, like, I don't know. I guess you have a dog now.
Yeah. Uh, does Rosa speak Spanish?
A little,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Senor Fluffington is Senor Fluffington.
ah,
Maybe that will help.
yeah. So in because I don't speak Spanish, very little.
Neither do
But
I.
in
That's okay.
Spanish,
That's
in
okay.
Spanish, I do ask, and I say I start getting his attention in Spanish. It's like
Does that help?
and then
As soon as you start speaking Spanish, you get the huh?
Ah,
ah
oh, oh.
ah.
What?
Then I will ask like, do you want to go home?
There's like excitement in the Chihuahua now. Like
The crying
yes,
intensifies.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
home.
You have
But
found
I,
you have found the the magic words.
my eyes are still drifting to the food though.
Yeah. You want the meat and you want to go home.
Yes.
All right. So I think that answers our question.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Uh, you got some shit going on, it sounds like. But you want to
Yeah,
come with me and try and take them home before you deal with that?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Because
Because, like,
I'm just procrastinating at this point. I just don't want to deal with it.
yeah, and I'm gonna be real with you, I have, like, no money or shit, so I would have to walk wherever I'm going.
There
So,
is.
like, if I could
Have they
some money for.
deviated their attention from me?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to catapult myself directly
Oh,
into that deli meat.
I'm gonna let you
I
have it.
will let. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
have it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh well, never
Do
mind.
you
Even better.
actually jump out of their hands though?
Well, that was the idea. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
just. I was gonna like leap of faith for the food.
Okay.
Which Rose is holding.
So I would like a speed check from Rosa to try and catch Senor Fluffington
Oh my god.
as
Amazing.
Senor Fluffington both catches the meat and goes into free fall.
Amazing.
That is a 13.
13. So, like, it is just before Senor Fluffington, like, thunks onto the ground because you are at standing height. Chihuahua, standing height,
Yep.
not coordinated. You do manage to catch Senor Fluffington before he, like, before they, like, just full on into the ground and actually do take damage from it.
Like, oh,
I have the
Dude,
most
Not the first time I've
shit-eating
had to do that.
grin on my
you're a
face
really
now.
good vet tech.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's a wiggly little guy. They
The
are.
meat is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took no time whatsoever.
You just heard like meow 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 and gone.
Damn, they horfed that. That's done.
Hmm.
So, you guys were discussing going to where Vrac needs to go, or just
No,
calling
going to
Vrac's
Senor Fluffington's.
bandmates?
Going to
Oh,
Fluffington.
going to Senior Fluffington's place, and then after that, you would call Vrac's band? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying
Honestly,
to find out where they are.
honestly, even if we never go back to the fair world, it is so worth it to hear all of you have to say Senor Fluffington so often.
Yes. Senor Fluffington.
Senor. All right, so there is an address on the tag. You can very easily find your way to where it is. It's not difficult. Your phone has been charging, so even though it would not be at 100%, you would be able to, like, online map it if you wanted to. Had to, like, not use a branded one for that. But yeah, so you would be able to use an online map for geolocation if you wanted, or you could just be like, you have an approximation on it and you know which bus to take to get to the right neighborhood.
We'll then walk it in.
Yeah.
Taking turns to hold the like frantically wiggling Senor Fluffington.
Yeah. Senor Fluffington definitely needs a leash.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even require much to get there. Like, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. It's a city that you are at least somewhat familiar with. And while you don't have, like, I'm a cabbie and I know where all the streets are and all the back roads and everything to get to locations are, you've navigated it enough to where you'd be able to find it.
I feel like I would also have, like, as soon as I get anywhere that I recognize,
Yeah.
I make an effort to be put down so that I can just go where I know I need to go.
Yeah. Which, once you guys are several blocks away is when that would happen, because Senor Fluffington has also been going on adventures, and thus would not always pop back out into New Bastion in the same location.
Also, I was a stray dog for a few years, too.
That's true.
You were, but not in New Bastion.
That's right. I forget my own character backstory.
Yeah. Based off of your character's backstory,
You're right. I was a stray dog.
like,
a long, I don't know where that is even.
a long way away and many years ago.
Oh, that's the beginning of
A good fairy tale.
yeah.
Yeah, a long way away and many years ago, you were a stray dog in a different area on an island.
I just, my brain. Look, it's been a while. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I don't even know what that island was called. It could have been anywhere.
Yeah. But you do manage to catch the appropriate bus to at least get into the neighborhood. And you're probably going to walk to there instead of trying to figure out which specific bus to try and take to get to the right angle and everything. So Senor Fluffington would be able to, if you allow them onto the ground, lead you if necessary. But yeah, it's just...
I feel like they squirm out of our arms, like that 2 block away, and then we like struggle to follow along to make sure they get home okay. We're like, shit, and I'm like running after the dog.
Yeah.
I actually think I don't think it would be that much of a struggle to follow because one,
Tiny.
They're small.
tiny, but two, I would do that dog thing where I like stop and just look back to make sure that you're following, and once you're about to get to me, I start running again.
But yeah, it's a couple of, like, not super low income streets, but they are not from a wealthy neighborhood either. It's mostly row homes with little, occasionally fenced in little yards, probably the size of a vehicle. So it's you can have a yard or you can have a parking spot type of situation. And like Senor Fluffington would like run past the open gate, like right up to the door, and it's a closed door.
Go open the gate for them.
Yeah, open the gate.
Just gonna leave him in the front yard.
This
Yeah,
year,
I'm gonna...
this has gotta be the place, right?
It seems like
Oh,
it matches the tag,
Bark,
yeah.
bark, bark.
and they do seem really excited.
Bark,
I
but in
think this is home.
Spanish.
I'll kneel
Bark,
down and like put out a
bark,
hand
bark, bark.
for Senior Fluffington,
Ladrido, ladrido.
Larito.
and then do
Um,
like a nice little head tap.
yeah. So is anyone like knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, or are you just legitimately leaving Senor Fluffington in the front yard and closing the gate behind you?
Rosa, you seem far more responsible than me.
Yeah,
You
like
think,
so this is a legitimate question.
yeah,
How are you handling that?
Rack's just gonna peace out.
Okay, yeah, I feel like as the vet tech, I do have to talk to the owner.
Okay.
Maybe be like, make sure that everything seems to check out.
Okay.
You're not just
Uh,
abandoning a dog
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
so yeah, knocking on the door, it takes a minute. Whoever is inside, it took them a minute to be able to get to
Mhm.
the door. Let me see if I can find her name,
Oh man, I don't remember what their
because
name
I
was
think I
either.
think we named her.
I'm fairly certain we did.
Jump. Okay,
I have a
because
potential.
we've got the kid. I think you named Juan.
I don't think that's correct.
No, you did not. Pedro.
I don't
I
think we
didn't
named
pin
them
it.
down.
We didn't pin it. Um,
Hmm.
just like uh,
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't name. I don't think she has a name.
we named at least the kid.
Yes, I don't remember.
Was it Pedro?
Might be.
There's the art.
If it isn't, it is now.
I was just like, I know we named it, and I think we like even.
Hmm.
Her name is Dahlia. We did name
Oh,
her
yeah, Thalia.
Dahlia.
I remember. Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 yeah. I remember.
and I was pretty sure that we named the kid during part of the session at some
Yes,
point.
it is Pedro. I have.
Pedro. Okay, so
Yeah.
Pedro and Dahlia. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
just like,
We got it there, guys.
we did.
Pedro and Dalia.
Awesome.
We did it.
Pedro and Dahlia. All right, so a woman in her like mid 30s. No. Early 40s. Sorry. I'm trying to like do the math based off of how old Pedro would be,
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
cuz she didn't have him like immediately out of high school. So maybe around 40ish.
Mid to late 30s, I think. Well, no. Yeah. Yeah, because
Cuz
you would have had him at, like
yeah,
when she
because
was in her
because
20s.
Pedro is currently in his late teens.
Yeah. So late
Uh,
30s to 40s.
Yeah, so somewhere around 40ish. Woman somewhere around 40ish, with a bleach job that needs to be refreshed. Opens the door. Darker tanned skin, Latin in appearance, opens the door. Also wearing scrubs. And she looks like she was in the middle of like applying makeup. Like she's got one eye done. and her blush is finished, but like, and she like looks at you, and then she looks at the dog that rushes in at
Yeah,
her
I
ankles.
bark
You're
twice
gone.
at her, like hello, and then just go for the water bowl because I'm thirsty.
Um, thank you. How did Fluffington? Where,
Bark.
thank you very much. Where did you find? Where did you find him?
He found him wandering at the park.
I I am so sorry. Please come in. I will get you some water.
Oh,
It-
okay.
I I am Dahlia. How are you? What's Thank you. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm in the middle of
But-
getting ready for work.
Yeah. And then I kind of switch into a rough Spanish. Mi nombre es Rosa. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
ladrido.
I can't do that, so I'm just gonna nod.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it like as soon as you start speaking Spanish, though, because you said that Rosa only kind of speaks it, it is like rapid fire back at you.
Yeah.
You catch maybe half of it, but there is something about the dog being her son's, and Pedro will be so happy to like find out that he is back when he gets home, and like they've been looking for him for days, blah, 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 blah. There are posters up everywhere. Thank you so much for bringing him back. I'm just trying to get ready for work. She's a nurse at a local clinic.
Ah.
And like is just like all over the place, gets you water without asking if you want any, as well as a
I
granola
will-
bar.
I will take it.
Yeah, like as well as a granola bar, refills the dog water, refills the dog food bowl, with the expectation that he probably hasn't been able to eat a lot while he was
No,
like
I'm
out.
chomping.
Oh, yeah.
So like, just like there is very good natured, like not really even mocking, just scolding of the dog for eating too fast and not running away, and if they don't run away then they won't be so hungry, and here, let me get you some more, don't eat too much. You have to wait
I'm
until
watching
later
all of this.
and
I'm like, yeah, this is
in the
definitely.
middle of all of this, it's also rapid fire Spanish at you.
I'm like, yeah, okay, this is definitely Fluffington's family. This makes sense.
You don't get any opportunity to respond.
No.
No, because I try my best to like kind of butt in, but I feel Dahlia is very like just so excited that I'm just kind of like, okay, thank you, gracias.
So before you are able to manage to work your way backwards out of the door, she does like cut you off, going to her purse and like rifles around in it a little bit, and then like presses two $20 bills into your hands. Thank you so much. This is the reward. I'll remember to take and like starts rambling about how needs to remember to send Pedro out to take down all of the thank you very much. All of the like reward posters that they've got out. Just a second. Had to mute while I opened the can.
Hydration.
But yeah, so it is a wonderful, if somewhat talkative reunion that you are able to eventually escape $40 richer.
Nice. Seb has been lingering outside the whole time. They saw the whole situation with the odor and the Spanish, and they're just like by the gate chilling.
Yeah. When she sees you at the door, she does like shout several things at you that seem friendly in Spanish, and you cannot understand a word of them, I'm guessing.
Like no, it's a zero.
Yeah.
It goes,
Yeah.
but I give her like a little peace sign, a little grin.
like waves at you again,
Finger
like
guns.
turns back around,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
you are able to eventually escape. Yes.
I think as Dahlia's closing the door, there's just a little pitter patter next to next to Seth, and I'm just sitting there, like hell yeah, where are we going next? Like I just already broke out of the house in some way, and I'm ready
Yeah.
for the next adventure.
I look down at my boot and I'm like, "No, buddy, you're home. Like this is where you live, right? I'm gonna go back to
The
my like
door
shitty rat hole
closes.
apartment.
The door
You don't wanna come with
closes,
me?"
and there's like 2 minutes, and then it like swings open again, and she comes rushing out and like just stumbles forward, grabs and you're flipping around his waist and like picks him up, and then turns him around and starts scolding him again in Spanish. Thank you, gracias, thank you, lo siento, and then just like rushes back in, holding the dog like a football to make sure that it does not jump out of her hands.
When Rosa joins Seb again, they're like, "Wild that they're like an actual fucking dog, right?"
Right. Like it makes sense now, but like how?
Like
And
like
like
they got
why?
an owner and shit. That's so weird.
Right. I gotta ask about that when I go back.
When you go back, like you're going back.
Yeah, I go back quite often actually. Not as long as I have been this past 5 days, but I like to visit. Yeah.
How do you manage it? Like clearly this is like the first time you've actually disappeared for ages because you don't know what the fuck to do. But like, sucks over there, man.
I don't
I mean,
know.
maybe
Maybe
they
I
just
just
suck with
got
your like fairy godmothers and shit. But
well, yeah, because I mean it's really cozy over there. I mean you saw. It's, I mean magic aside, it's a
drugs are alright.
pretty good life over there.
The drugs are alright. The coffee kind of sucked.
And I can talk to animals. That's kind of the perk.
I guess. I can see why Fluffy would go back too, because then like they can actually talk to people. But like, if they're a good dog, why would they leave their people? I don't know. I don't know how any of this works, man. Fucked up.
Frankly, I don't either. I just accepted it, but you know, what do I know?
Yeah. But like, I gotta check in on my band. I probably missed a gig. I don't even remember where we were supposed to be.
We're actually going to take that opportunity to take a quick bio break because my dog is starting to bark at me with the need to go into the yard. So we will be right back. Thank you so very much. And more water for him.
Yeah, good doggo.
See you in a couple minutes.
Bye-bye.
I clicked the wrong button. Uh, welcome back to Once Upon a Reflection, episode 9. I'm Evie the Disaster GM, pronouns are she, they, or any. I am here with my lovely players, Alina, who is currently playing Sev, both of them are they, them. Joel, who is playing Senor Fluffington, Joel is any, Senor Fluffington is currently they, them. And Amanda, who is playing Rosa, both of them are she, her. We just left Senor Fluffington being cradled back into the house because dog, and Sev and Rosa are attempting to process the fact that their friend slash fellow champion is an actual
Literally
dog.
a dog. Just a
Literal
literal dog.
Just a literal dog, Chihuahua,
Just-
like tiny.
An actual dog.
Itty bitty. Doesn't know ABCs.
Mm-mm.
Only knows
Does
be
not-
small.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't know numbers. Sev learned that.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess you're gonna be lost in the woods, and I'm gonna try and figure out where my bandmates went.
Yeah. Let's hope that doesn't backfire on any of us. I mean, at least you have a history of, going missing for days at a time.
Yeah, like it's no big deal, right? Like
Right.
probably they can't get rid of the lead singer or anything. We might have to cancel a gig or two though, which sucks. I know that we're
Yeah.
gonna make rent this month, but we'll figure something out like we always do. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Well, if you're ever in the neighborhood, I got a futon that pulls out.
Brad, I might have to take you up on that. Actually, hey, give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Okay.
And they'll
I hand over
take
my
your
phone.
They'll put their number into it, and they're like, I mean, I don't have my phone on me right now. It's like, God, it might be still in that hotel, but like, hopefully my bandmate grabbed it for me. I'll see.
Well, hey, if you happen to be playing anywhere, yeah, I'll definitely stop by.
Brad, yeah, no, just check out like posters for the Hellspawn Riot. That's us. Cool. It's cool. It's
Cool.
like we started off as kind of like a little gender punk kind of thing going on, but then we added a little bit more like a lot more metal vibes to it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like a whole bunch of stuff, but it's cool.
That sounds really rad, actually.
Yeah. Like assuming I'm still in the band and shit, but like whatever. They're not gonna fire me.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope we're both still employed the next time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, stick to your story. You get lost in the woods. You don't know where you were. What did you eat while you were out there? I don't know. What do you eat in the woods? Like bugs and shit?
Bugs,
Say that.
mushrooms, berries.
Yeah. Cool. You got this.
I got this.
Call me if you need help, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you don't know me. Why would you know me?
Well, I mean, I feel like I know Vrak.
Who the fuck's Rack?
True.
See? Gotta keep it all in here, man. You start talking about that shit on here, they'll lock you up. You don't know how much therapy I went through when I started talking about like
Go on.
fairies and shit. So just don't say anything about it.
Right. That's the stays between us and Fluffington, and I don't think they're gonna say anything.
Or does. Anyway, maybe I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
And Rackle or several just sling their guitar back on the back and just like wander off.
I'd
Still
like
with
to.
no money or wallet or
Oh,
phone. Okay.
I'm gonna live on my wits.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine that as Rose says like, oh yeah, I don't think Senior Fluffington's gonna say anything. Back home, Dahlia's still finishing up the makeup, and Senior Fluffington's just it still just sounds like barking, but he's explaining his entire adventure, every single detail that he
Mm-hmm.
remembers,
Yeah.
that he can
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
also describe because he doesn't know a lot
But
of
it's just
words. But it's like, oh no, and then we went to like there was like an armor, and then there was dude, and there was like a stick. Oh, dude, the stick can magic, so good. And it's just
amazing.
Oh yeah. Dahlia does eventually finally get to her shift a little bit late because of everything. Rosa, you are easily able to get home because you know your way. You have money, you have a wallet, you have a phone. Sev,
It's a
I'm
problem.
assuming that you're just going to hitchhike.
Basically, yeah. Like
Okay.
Seb would probably go to whatever convenience store is nearest and then
Mm-hmm.
like see if they can either use the phone behind the counter or like chat up a patron and be like, "Yo, can I use your phone for just a sec? I gotta get home."
All right.
Just be
So
charming.
in the real world, you do not have your focus abilities,
Nope.
but you do have non-magical
Okay.
skills and your stats.
Yep,
So roll for pleasant social interactions.
that's what I'm doing. Let's get my D20 roller back up and active 14.
14. Very good. Like it's not a high dog. It is not a high DC to start out with, and you are trained in pleasant social interactions, I believe.
Yeah,
Dog.
I am trained.
So with ease, you are able to. Uh, just a second. Please stop. Please stop. You are going to rip your bed in half. Thank you. You are able to basically get a very kind, random, like, shop person to let you borrow their phone while they watch to make sure that you don't walk off with it. And you're able to call your bandmates. One of them does pick up, and I do not have a horse back there. Um,
I'm sure
and
this is not the first time that Vrac has been, or that Seb has been in this situation of like,
like,
but like it is the first time since they quit partying quite as hard. Back in the
yeah,
day, they used to, randomly wake up on somebody else's floor, get the hell
yeah,
out of there before anything got too awkward, and then just have to live off their wits and be like, okay, I gotta find my way home. I have no money.
yeah. Oh
This
yeah,
is not new to them, but they're sort of like, oh, fuck, not this again. Okay. Hey, can I use
yeah,
your phone? I need
yeah.
help.
Yeah, so it like you're able to get a hold of the second band member that you call.
Yeah.
The first one, you get a disconnected number, and you belatedly remember that they hadn't paid their phone bill, so it got
Yeah,
disconnected.
of course.
Um, and then
Keep
like the
trying
second one
bandmates until I
picks
get
up,
one.
and it's just kind of this hello, what, who,
Yo, hey,
because they are
it's
just waking up.
Seb.
They're just waking up.
Yeah.
Dude, where the fuck are you? Where have you been? Oh,
Oh, that's
shit.
a long fucking story. I'm sorry it bounced, but like, I'm back now.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
where are you guys?
Uh, we kind of had to ditch on the gig, so most of
Yeah,
us are just
and
kind of
then
crashing at like the group's place.
yeah,
Um,
cool.
and then like mentions one random band member that you know doesn't live in like the communal apartment.
We have Like there's three of us living in the world's shittiest rat-infested apartment
Yeah,
and
and
barely managing to make rent on
yeah,
that.
yeah, and then another one that like bums off of their partner, and like
Yeah,
sometimes you sleep on their couch, but not all the time. Depends on
yeah.
how gracious the partner feels like being. Um,
Who is closer? The
yeah,
partner or the like band's flop house?
the like the no like sometimes one of you will crash on the couch of the member
Our
that lives
bandmate's
with the
partner's
partner.
house. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like it really depends on how gracious that partner decides to be on that particular night.
yeah.
Usually you guys get kicked out.
No, for sure.
But yeah, so like
But if
with
the apartment is closer than the band's flop house, I would go over there and be like, "Hey, can I get a ride?"
yeah, so like with the phone call, they are able to be like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm getting coffee, and where am I picking you up? Please tell me that you
I'm
are
at.
like in the state.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Just a sec. And I like cup the phone and be like, "What's the address here?" And just repeat it into the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. You stayed in town. Awesome. Bye.
I mean,
And then
I
they
got
just hang
back
up.
to town. Yeah. Cool, rad. You're the
Yeah,
best. Sorry,
yeah.
man.
You know, like they were just like, oh, you stayed in town. Awesome. Bye. And then they just hung up.
Yeah.
Because they are just waking up. It is still early enough in the afternoon to where they would
Oh yeah.
still be kind of groggy.
That's
Um,
barely afternoon. Like that's wake up
yeah,
time on a good day.
yeah. So like, but they will pick you up sometime in the next hour or three. You would assume.
I would say I'm gonna go sit outside of the convenience store, like just on the stoop with my guitar.
Hmm.
It's not the first time. If there's somebody that comes by that I can charm into giving me a smoke, I'll sit and I'll smoke.
Yeah. But yeah.
But this is again not the first time that Seb has been in this situation.
Yeah. Um,
So they're
and
used to it.
also, and also, your bandmates have probably heard enough from you to know to not, even if they are worried, submit a report.
Yeah,
At least not without you like disappearing for more than a week or two,
exactly. Yeah.
because you've been gone for multiple days before.
hmm I always turn up.
Eventually,
Yeah.
partially, sometimes.
Yeah.
You're not always in the best shape. Uh,
Nope.
Rosa, as you make your way home, how are you handling your scenario? Like, who do you call? What do you do? Do you
I feel
first
like
report to a police station? Do you call your parents? How are you handling this?
the first call is definitely to my parents to
Okay.
assure them that I am not dead. I was not kidnapped.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, and then I will probably after that be like, oh shit, yeah, the police report. So I will probably have to show up and be like, yeah, I got lost in the woods without my phone.
No. Right. And it is very much what Sev had kind of warned you about. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the parents agree to meet you at the
Mm-hmm.
police station, and they like tell you to come in so that you can make a report and they can update it. They
Mm-hmm.
can follow some questions, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very long afternoon of like having to answer questions and reports and everything. Please roll for luck.
Uh,
So there is a lot of concern and worry, and there's a little bit of suspicion with the fact that you are still in your scrubs and not in hiking gear, and The fact that you, for the most part, seem rumpled, but okay. But they still just kind of assume that you went home and like changed into the first bit of clothing that you had at hand and then came to find them.
Hey, scrubs are
And
comfy, what can I say?
yeah, and like just for the most part seem to accept your report. They do inform you that there will be a follow up just to kind of check in on you, and if there are any further questions, they will be reaching out to the park to check in with them to make sure that they didn't have you logged as like a missing person there as well, because they occasionally have hikers check in to let them know that people are doing so, and that if you had not done that, they suggest the next time you decide to go hiking, if this hasn't turned you off of that, to sign in with the ranger's office so that if something happens like this, you can be more easily found.
Yeah, I definitely played off of like, oh, I didn't know that was the thing I could do.
Yeah.
I just always showed up and started hiking.
And there are people that do that. But yeah, so after all of that, you are able to call and grovel at your boss and your work, and they, due to the fact that there was a missing persons report and there has been no sign of you for days, did not actually fire you, but you are basically on warning because you have been late to shifts before, but you haven't like missed to this extent. And with the fact that it was legitimately believed, oh, it looks like we had a little bit of a stream interruption. Hope that everything has gone through okay
Oh.
with everyone.
Well, I can see us.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
But yeah, so you are able to basically just get the slap on the wrist. You need to be more careful, and they are concerned with the fact that you went missing more than they were concerned with the fact that you missed shifts. So there was upset, but not enough to where they're just going to blatantly fire you. If you had gone with the, I went on a bender with my band friend, it probably would not have been as good.
Nah.
Joel is hungry, if you guys haven't noticed. But yeah, I saw that. Whoa, I'm just like, I've been there.
Why would you tell them that? I was being so subtle.
You were being so subtle. No, I've totally been there. But yeah, so it's the story that you chose is going to be the least ramifications. There are
But
still
you can
some.
only get away with that once.
Yeah, and so you can only get away with it once.
Yeah. I am definitely going to figure out a way to have like a timer into the magical realm.
That
So
would
that way I
probably be
know.
good. That would probably be good.
I start
because it's one of those,
probably
like,
making
keeping an eye on you things.
contingencies.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is a very long day for both of you. So near Fluffington. Eventually, Pedro does come home from school because it is approximately Tuesday or Wednesday by the time you guys got back. And, like, because Dahlia is, like, away at work, she wasn't even able to warn him, so he just comes in and you're there.
I am
so-
attacking his feet in joy.
So there is, like, crying of a teenage boy that does not want to admit that he is crying, and, like, a bunch of, like, rapid fire Spanish at you again, like, very intermingled with English this time, though. Like, there's some phrases in English and some phrases in Spanish, depending on what he wants to.
English.
Depending on what he wants to communicate, but, like, and then, like, there's a brief pause. And just this very confused, why do you smell like pond water? You smell like wet dog.
They've got a little spiked collar
I
too.
also have a spike
Yeah.
collar.
Where did that even... I... Okay, you're home, and like there's a little bit of that, like, it feels like you're being tossed really high in the air, but you're just kind of barely being tossed like a half inch out of his hands before he catches you again, and just like, okay, you're never allowed to leave again. You are on a leash every time we open the door. And like just eventually takes you into the bathroom for the oh so dreaded bath time.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. And yeah, so like you do unfortunately have to get like a bath. He's very confused by the spiked bracelet collar thing because it's very obviously not a dog collar. And he just kind of looks over it a little bit, looks at you. Then like puts it on his wrist after he's finished washing you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now you smell like bubblegum. Like, I could not come up with a scent for the life of me. There is, as far as I know, no dog shampoo that smells like bubblegum. but yeah, so he like washes you, you get dried off, you are almost extra fluffy. I mean, you're still like an
Would you
old
say
chihuahua, but...
I am fluffy a ton?
Cute.
Oh.
Cute.
Fluffing ton.
Cute. Let me just react in chat. Okay, so apparently Ronan's shampoo smells like cherries, so you smell like cherries, not bubblegum.
Nice.
But yeah, so you get like dried off
little
and
chick.
you get settled in, and like he just kind of drags you up onto the bed with him as he rolls over and starts scrolling social media on his phone instead of actually doing his homework or anything. But you are there with your boy and comfortable and
Yeah, if he's laying like on his stomach while he's using his phone, I'm gonna just take the position of honor and just fall asleep on his little butt.
yep. Yeah. Chin propped right up.
Yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's how dogs do.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay,
So
so
that's
yeah.
my chihuahua likes to sleep just right in the most uncomfortable place for me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how dare you ever roll over?
Mm-hmm.
Never move.
Yep. But yeah, so it's a day for the rest of you. But you get settled. I'm assuming that eventually, after everything, Rosa will like text Sev an update of it worked. And
You get
as such,
the
Sev also now has
emoji.
Rosa's number.
nice.
Yeah. As such, Sev also now has Rosa's number. But I know that we only recently got back from break, but with it now being 11:30 Eastern, I'll say that is a good spot for us to end for the night, and we will pick up again next time with a different portion of the adventure. When we do come back, you guys will have rested enough to recover whatever you need left.
Thank
You
fuck.
will also be able to, we are switching over to milestone advancements. So you
Ooh.
also gain an advancement.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Extra intellect edge. Here we
Heck
come.
Yeah. So congratulations to our lovely players who are advancing towards tier 2. Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
I remember that. That's why I was confident in spending that experience in the most useless role ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just really wanted that.
Yeah,
Whatever
no,
it
you
was.
use your XP for the fun stuff in game. We will milestone you.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
My very first stream game, I was animal handling a crow. Rolled a natural one. I used my point of inspiration that I had gotten. The DM had been very vocal about not giving inspiration out freely. I used it. Another nat one. The
oh
crow
god,
hated me.
oh
It was the
no.
best use of my resource ever.
Good,
Beautiful. Love it.
good.
Also, I
Perfect.
realized I have a free asset. I could have used it.
Oh. Oh well. Next time.
I
Next
would.
time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, it has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us for our last game of the year.
Oh wow, it's gonna be a
Any
whole new
other
year.
Woo!
streams that may or may not happen are probably just going to be more prep streams for Wilds, which, by the way, a couple of us have seen, as in I think all of us, I think Amanda has also been into that channel. We have seen some of the preliminary sketches for the characters, and Elena is
So
doing
cool.
amazing work as always.
I've been watching a
So
lot
you guys
of
should
Fox
be
Basketball.
very, very excited about that, because I am at least. If you are not in our Discord, you should totally join Discord. Um, the link will be in chat if you are on Twitch, or in the description if you are on YouTube. I am posting far too many screenshots of the map that I am working on for Empyrean Wilds,
I
and
feel like there's not enough
So
actually.
good.
yeah,
I feel like I
and
need a time lapse.
well, we will not be sharing too much spoiler stuff into like Insta or any of our socials. You may see a couple of shots from Alina's work once it gets a little bit further along, depending on how Alina feels on that. Um,
Absolutely.
What?
but we also wanted to announce that Amanda will be joining us for Wilds
Oh,
when it
yeah.
starts.
Yeah.
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 Very, very cool.
Woo.
So we are very excited to expand the cast appearances for our wonderful player here. It's going to make things very, very fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and the as far as like post game announcements, start date is still to be determined. It is going to be based on Moonbeam access times and periods, as well as actually getting everything for the game prepared, because it has been the holiday season where a lot of us are very busy. But we hope that everybody had an amazing set of holidays, whichever ones you happen to be celebrating or have celebrated. Like happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, Merry Solstice, Merry Yule, etc. To happy Kwanzaa, like all of them. Like all of the happy holidays to you guys. There are many that happen during this period of time, which is why our schedule went completely out of whack. But let's go ahead and go through and do our outros, starting with Amanda this time, since we finished with you last.
Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra, she, her pronouns, and you can find me over on Blue Sky and Instagram at Panda Cabra or Panda X Cabra on Instagram. So yeah, my big news is that starting in 2025, I will be joining the cast of Empyrean Wild. So I am
Hell
super, super stoked
yes.
about that. Playing a character concept I've always wanted to bring to life, and that's all I can really say about it right now.
So excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Cool.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so fun. So I'm
Yeah.
super stoked to be returning to the table with all of these wonderful players and to continue the work over at Altered Echoes. So
Very cool. Very
Hell
cool.
yeah.
We're very excited. It was very fun to do our little like intro run with you. We did it off stream. You guys didn't miss anything. But let's jump over to Joel.
Hello. I am Joel. I am very excited to be here. I don't really have any announcements to make of my own stuff for the rest of the year. But it, I'm excited.
Very cool. Very cool.
I
Very
got
cool.
plans. Let's see if I can make them happen this year.
Yeah,
That's
that's
That's how
how
it
things
be.
work. That's how
Yeah.
things work. That's how it be. That's how it be.
Yeah.
Um, Alina.
Hey everybody, I am Alina. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me online at alinapete.com or at alinapete on Blue Sky. I don't go near Twitter these days. It sucks. The worst. Those pretty much the only social media I'm on. But I also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/wheregeekcomics, where we stream Trash Heroes every other week, except it's holidays right now, so I don't know when our next stream is. I'll post about it. But that's a D&D 4E 5E fun stream. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
one of the
It's
E's.
really late. I'm tired.
One of
Yeah.
them. One of them.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's something. It's not Cypher, so it's not as good.
Doesn't your partner run it?
I'm really, the game itself is great. The system is much better. But it's Cypher.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, it is very fun. The couple of times that I've been able to slide into chat, it is always extremely entertaining. They've been shouted out in the Twitch chat, so if you are not following, which I think most of the people that are currently in chat are anyway, please go ahead and do so. We also have everyone's links in the chat and in the YouTube description. So if you wanted to follow link trees to see like where you can find us either on socials or other Twitch pages, like how you might support us if you feel so inclined. Those are all going to be in our cards and link trees. Um, yes, we love hot trash. But yeah, so I'm Evie, the Disaster Jam. My pronouns are she, there, any, and I am the director of Alter Deco Archives. You will probably see me streaming sometime in the next couple of days before like the year is officially up, doing some preparation for Empyrean Wilds, which will again be starting sometime in 2025, early 2025. I promise you don't have too terribly long to wait. So early 2025, because I have an absolutely gigantic map that I'm trying to finish. Of just the little peninsula area that they are adventuring on. But I am making a very elaborate map for my players to look at like 2 or 3 times and then forget it exists. That will put, other than you,
I will
know
never
that
forget
you,
Yarp.
Yarp, yeah. Chat has been able to contribute to the location names, and when we move on to naming months and stuff, when we design our custom calendar, chat will be able to contribute to the naming conventions of the months, etc. When that comes around, because we are doing some very in-depth world building stuff. Yes, Isnear
Is so good.
Hard.
yeah, they learned that Eisenbridge is called that because it is on bridge. There is a natural
bridge.
rock bridge between the cliffs, and like it killed chat when they discovered that. So we have an Isnir as well.
I have
Eventually,
told,
we'll get an Isfar.
I have
Good.
told Evie that there is a that there is a like a continent or landmass far to the southwest, and there should be like Jafar
Good.
I don't want to
or like
awaken the
Far.
beast that is Disney.
No, it's
Safar then.
Ishtar.
No.
because it's so far. It's like
Yeah.
over there.
Far.
Yeah.
So far, it's actually a
Safar.
good name for an island.
Yeah.
So far.
But yes, so yes, we also have Grenbune because of the granny bun. But
Right.
yes, so we will be continuing that in the next couple of days for you guys to contribute to the conversation. Whether my players happen to join me in the voice portion of the chat to talk about like their characters' backstory, like come up with ideas and stuff, is entirely up to them and what time it ends up happening. But keep an eye out for like last minute announcements, generally speaking, just in the Discord, and then as we go live, it'll be posted other places, and if you are following, you will probably get a live notification. But until then, that is pretty much the only thing that I'm really advertising or like being like, hey, pay attention to this, because that's my only other like online push other than this game currently. But, you know, it's the end of the year. Okay, sure, fine. So with all of that in mind, I am going to go eat some dinner and cuddle with my dog, and I hope that you guys catch us next time, and or the next session of Trash Heroes, whenever that happens to be, on
In the new year.
Elena's channel. No idea when. Otherwise, we'll see you in probably 2 weeks for this. But thank you so much. Good
2025.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.